fill out the truth table for negative enabled tri-state buffer. Explain explain why tri-state buffers are better choice for connecting multiple devices on a shared bus compared to multiplex. Okay, so now let's look at the first one here. This one is we have to write the truth table for the negative enabled tri-state buffer. Okay, if you look at the tri-state buffer that look like this, we will something like this, and without the enable is just a straight wire. But if you have enable, here we can have a choice to turn on and off by putting high impedance. Act like a gate, so you can control it. That's the difference. So this enable is available to control this, but here if it's negative enabled, it means you're gonna have this circle kind of thing right here. It's actually a not gate, like not. So if you enable, it's gonna turn off. If you don't, if you put 0, it's not like not. So if you put 1, it's gonna make it 0. If you put 0, it's gonna make it 1. So normally without it, like let's say you don't have a not here, then if you put 1 here, it should work. If you put 0 here, it should turn off. But if you put this one, it makes the process opposite. Okay, if you put like when make sure, assuming this is 1, okay, assuming the input is 1, if you put a 0, it's gonna work. If you put 1, it's not gonna work. So that's the difference. Okay, so here the mentioned thing is negative enable tri-state buffer, so it has a bubble that's like a not gate. Okay, so here let's say we have input and then output. Now let's try the truth table for it. So this is enable. Now let's call enable E. Let's call the input A. Let's call the final one, that is output, as X. Okay, or you can name it as well. Better you know what it is. E enable A input, X output. Okay, so let's look at the situation when the enable is 0, 0, 0, and here we are going to have situation. So when we have two inputs, like we are going to have 1 and 0, so there are four possibilities. It can be either 0 or 1, and when it's 1 1, it can be either 0 or 1 as well. Okay, let's look at the situation when enable is 0. So when enable is 0, it's going to go up exact opposite to it, so it's going to put 1 into it, but the input is 0, so it's going to turn off anyway, so it's going to be 0. And when the enable is 0, it's going to go and input the 1, and here also 1, so 1 1, that's going to give the output of 1. Now when the enable is 1, doesn't matter what you put here, there's going to be a high impedance, so you're going to get Z for it, and whether you put 0 or 1, you will always get Z. So that's the truth table for the negative enabled tri-state buffer. Okay, now that is truth table, and the second part is asking explain why tri-state buffer are better choice for connecting multiple devices on shared bus compared to multiplex. Okay, advantage of tri-state buffer over multiplexer: when same bus is used for connecting among many devices, only one device at a time can be writing the data, and remaining devices will be reading the data possible. Okay, so one should be writing and others should be reading. So to control the devices, when one device is writing the data on the bus, remaining data should not enter into the bus. So to do this, tri-state buffers are connected between the devices and bus. Then end devices can be controlled by single control input to on or off, while making single device can be permitted by applying control input on. In multiplexer, to enable a particular device, we should use enable control signal as select. If number of devices are increased, then select line will be increased and the controlling process is difficult. Okay, because when the select line increase, the number of output is going to be like exponential. But for the buffer, it's just one by one. Okay. Hmm. So for the buffer, it's one by one. So that's why better compared to multiplexer, because it's going to increase the output exponentially and it's difficult to control. At the same time, multiplexers take a lot of space as well. So for the controlling process and to avoid short circuit by doing input and output at the same time, and also to avoid taking a lot of space, tri-state buffer is better compared to this multiplex. Okay, so if you want to write in a short form, you can write the number of tri-states is the bus width times the number of devices various multiplexer scales exponentially with the same product, with the number of same product is same product. Okay, and that's it for this video. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. See you guys on my next video.